If you don't follow me on Instagram, I posted some stories on there about the owner of St. Honore Bakery, and they have Lola in Vegas and a few restaurants, and they're closing down two of their restaurants. And she is well known. She went viral on TikTok. She has hundreds of thousands of followers. Even they're struggling right now where they're closing two restaurants. Like, that's actually insane. I feel so sad for her because they're very personal and I can tell she cares so much. And I bet you anything they did everything in their power to try and not close, but it's genuinely so insanely hard right now to run a small business, especially if you have a huge team and a lot of expenses. Like, it's so hard to just make everything flow and make sure everything is going good. It's honestly so hard right now, and I feel for her. And then I also posted a place in Vancouver here, Ice Cream Renaissance is selling all of their locations to a new owner after 11 and a half years of running it. And I'm like, the way I know their heart is breaking right now because they work so hard and we visited their shops multiple times. It's just really sad. And all I keep seeing on Instagram is more places closing across the US. I just see posts all the time now popping up on my Instagram. This place is closing, this place is closing, and all like coffee shops, restaurants, breweries. If that doesn't show how genuinely hard it is to run a small business right now, I don't know what else to tell you. Personal experience, running three coffee shops is so insanely hard, but it just takes a toll on you as a human, but also your family. And I want to grow my family. I want more kids. And I know at the rate we're going, like, I just won't be able to do that. And we want to make Presso better and be able to show up for all employees, be the best that we can for them. And I genuinely get so sad every time I see a small business close because it's just like, I just know how much hard work they put in, how much love they have for the business, how much effort. And I know, like, it's just horrible. It really is. All I'm saying is go buy something from a small business for Christmas present. I know people say, "Oh, well, that's expensive," or "This is expensive," or that. Everything is expensive. As a small business owner, you take on so much more than just running a small business. You have so many hats, and when you fail on one side, it feels like you're failing the whole business. But every small business has something that they need to improve on, something that they're not doing well on. And it's like, I just have to remind myself that I'm not alone when I feel like everything's not going right or I can't meet everyone's expectations or whatever thoughts come my way.
Facts. I work with small business owners a lot, and I can tell you they're struggling. At least the majority of folks that contact me. It's a lot of factors that go into it. She named off a lot of them, wage increases, depending on the state or depending on the city that you're at. If you're like in a big city, big metropolis, you're going to have higher wages, right? So that eats up your labor right there. Cost for imports, if you are a retailer, some type of commerce business where you have to source your goods or the products that you're gonna make from other countries. They are the tariffs. They're hitting you with these imports and the fees and everything else associated with that. So I get it. If you are one of those businesses that are funding in terms of capital for your ongoing operating expenses and everything else on your own, good for you. Honestly, that is so hard to do. I understand the grind, but good for you. Those of you that have loans with your small business, that's another battle, right? Because that payment is due every month. You borrow that money, the bank, the lender expects their payment at every month. Depending on the type of business loan that you have, whether it's a small one like a business credit card or a line of credit or a term loan, let's say you wanted to own your own space and you got a commercial loan to operate in your business in your own space, and the bank gave you the money for all that. As a business, you can not make money but still cash flow, if that makes sense. Those type of things are what kind of lenders are looking for now in order to either, if you have a line of credit, renew your line of credit, or for your term loan, if they're going to be hesitant in terms of the credit rating that they're going to rate you based on your financials, your business financials. Are you making it on a month to month basis or even a quarterly basis? Whatever your covenant is with the lender, if you have a covenant with your loan with your bank. So all that has been, it's being highly scrutinized, and for a reason, right? But it's tough times right now, just in terms of expenses. Like I said, everything she named off, but it's taking a toll on a lot of people, and some businesses, they pass on those costs to their customers. But you run the risk of customers going elsewhere, right? Just because you pass the risk on to your customers, i.e., hike your prices, that doesn't always mean that they're so loyal to you that they'll eat it, right? Sometimes they will likely go elsewhere to probably a competition or a competitor. So, tough times for my business owners right now.
My small business is failing, and on the outside, it might look as though everything's going well and I'm making lots of orders, but the reality is, I'm just not. Last year, I invested a lot of money in a rebrand, packaging, new stock, as well as a new product, in the hopes that
See that? I'm just imagining all the supply chains of rebranding or sourcing all the materials. Just unless it's all within her reach or grasp and she doesn't have to import things. I mean, I can see how that will influence her prices, her production, depending on the availability of what items she's trying to source.
I would get stocked in retail stores. But the truth is, it just hasn't been that easy. Not only that, but sales just haven't been anywhere near as strong as they were when we first launched.
People, in terms of having discretionary spending, they don't have as much anymore as well. So, am I going to buy this butterfly jewelry pendant, or am I going to give my family something to eat this week? It may not be that dire, but you can imagine as things get more expensive, the consumer, they have to go through a critical analysis of what they're going to allocate their funds for. A big majority is number one, shelter. Number two, food. They gotta eat. Gotta eat to survive. It leaves little room for discretionary spending. Is it a need or just a want at this point in time?
And as much as I try not to pin my worth on how well my business is doing, sometimes it's really tough, and my mental health has definitely taken a bit of a nosedive, which means that my content just hasn't really been hitting the mark either. That combined with the fact that I just feel as though social media is against me. So if you're watching this and you've made it this far, I'd be so grateful if you could help boost this video for me.
All right. We will give you a like. We'll follow you. Hopefully that helps you out. All right, let's take a look at the comments. Many shops are failing at the moment. All decor and little trinket stores are closing in my town. People are financially struggling, buying rather than practical gifts, saving money. It's tough out there. Very cute stuff, but in Swedish, the name has an interesting meaning. Oh, really? Sopo Studio? What does that mean in Swedish? Creator, it means cute in Finnish. What does the Sopo mean in Swedish? Let me see. I'm interested now. Roughly translated, Drunk Island. Oh, okay. Drunk Island Studio. Swedes really read it as supu, so no sopo. Doesn't mean anything in Swedish. Okay. Got it. I know you didn't ask for advice, but I think partly the economy is terrible. But also, I think unfortunately, as this is the kind of jewelry that is often copied and sold off to cheap, and because it's the kind of jewelry most people assume a person could hand make without a factory, they struggle to believe it's handmade. I love ordering from small businesses and I love a store that stocks different stores, but I think unfortunately we live in a time where you need to show people stuff is handmade. So for artists, they need to be posting them drawings. And I think for shops like yours, it would help if a little meet the artist or this was made by on each item page so people can see it's genuine. That's a really good idea, actually. I know it's more work, but I think people will be more likely to buy if you know they're supporting people, not drop shippers and budget wholesalers. I wish you all the best and I hope things pick up. That was a really good strategy. Prices are not bad, but honestly, I think similar things in AliExpress and wonder, are these really better quality? Okay, so that's what they were. Yeah, that's what they were alluding to earlier. It's just the shipping stops me. Shipping to Germany is like 30 euros. So probably people probably people have been not really into buying that. Let's go to the next one.
I am confused about this sweatshirt. I purchased it myself. I got it in a live and it looked, she even had this on her live and it looked beautiful.
Y'all, I actually thought this was AI at first. When I first started watching it, I was like, oh my gosh, somebody made an AI video about me. Like, I thought she was AI, but no, this is real life.
It says it is dig printed.
So that's going to be DTG printed, direct to garment printed. It is an acronym. DTG, direct to garment printed.
So I looked up what dig printed means, and it means that it should be soft and there shouldn't be like texture. This has a smell to it.
Never have I ever said that they do not have texture. Anyone that's ever been in my lives know that that's not true. I actually say all the time, I don't know why people say that, because you can definitely feel like there is texture to it. They're beautiful, high quality prints, but there is like a texture to it because it's ink. Even in the white box that she put up on the screen, it does not say there should not be texture. It does not say that anywhere. I have never said that.
And there's texture. You can hear it.
Yep, you can hear it on mine too.
This doesn't look like anything that was in the live or even what the picture looks like. Maybe it's just me. Like far away, honestly, it doesn't look bad at all. Like that doesn't look bad. Up close, yeah, that doesn't look that great.
I will agree with you that the print looks a little off. It looks like it could be a little bolder on the print, like a brighter white.
All right, I got the gist of it. Man, just the feedback and in terms of social media. So you have the actual manufacturer and you have a customer. So the customer is venting out, her concerns as it relates to the product that you purchase. It wasn't quite up to her standards, that led her to believe to purchase the item that she was watching. And then you have the actual creator, designer, seller kind of justifying, rebutting kind of all her disagreements or concerns with the merchandise. I just think, and this is for all of TikTok, whoever's watching this or whoever's, tuned into this clip to see. So, yeah, the customer definitely has her opinion as it relates to what she purchased with her own money, and she's voicing her opinion on her own platform. The seller is rebutting back, but it's a tricky situation because they're both so raw. Nothing has been sent to the marketing team or legal team to make sure what we're saying in terms of the seller is accurate, it's not going to get us in trouble or anything like this. Is just raw, unfiltered. This is how I made it. This is what it's supposed to be. This is your opinion, but this is so rare. A decade ago, 20, 30 years ago, no, you just take it to the store and return it. You didn't have an opportunity. You didn't have an audience to vent to and influence that business, their sales, their quality of what they do. You didn't have any of that, right? But with the creation of social media and just reviews like Yelp on Google reviews, that ability to voice and vent dissatisfaction, but also satisfaction and great service it's so powerful, and it can hurt or make a business. All right, let's read the comments. The good news is I've never heard of you guys, and this made you pop on my For You page. So now I can check it out. There you go. Marketing. I believe Jess. You'll have to order and see how great the quality is. Another one. She's allowed to have her opinion, and she has a right to defend her business. Oh, there's a lot on here. Creator. Thank you, friend. I worked so hard to build this business and give great customer service. I have to defend when someone says we're being deceitful or dishonest. I would never mislead my customers. I know they are the reason I'm here. There you go. Y'all have been wonderful. I'm more of a silent watcher, and I can't absolutely say without a doubt you always say what the graphic is. Also, never have I ever had a shirt smell bad from y'all. That chick is delusional. Well, you weren't there to smell it, so it's tough to say. And it's all relative, right? I'm so sick of people trying to cancel business, hairstylists, etc. every time they have a gripe. Creator, right? Looking back now, I think she chose my business on purpose. Oh, okay. Personally, when the print is super slick and glossy with no texture, that's how I know it's cheap and gonna wash off as soon as I put it in the washer for the first time. So what is she even talking about right now? Creator, 1000% agreed. Those sticker feeling prints are what I avoid. Texture is usually good quality. All right, well, there you go.
I think I'm just over it. Like, I'm completely done. Like, I really want to close my small business. And the reason being is I feel like I just don't have time to, promote the events that we have, and like I don't have time to do everything. And yes, I can hire out, but then I just feel like it does cost. And then I feel like I'm just not happy doing that. I'm like not thriving. And I feel like I just want to close it and I don't know how. I love my shop. I've had the shop for 7 years and it's made me happy. It's like my second home, but it's just not good enough here. I feel like I would possibly do better in another city, but I don't even know if owning an actual brick and mortar location is like for me. I feel like maybe I would do a lot better online. We actually have like a full online store for our wood paint, like our wood paint, like paintings, our wood kits that people can do for to-go parties. Like if you want to have a wine and paint party, you want to do it at home, you can do it at home. But like my heart is like really set on teaching others how to do this business and do it where you don't have to pay a lot of money for it. Not you don't have to rent out a studio. Like you can find other places to do it, but I just don't know how to leave this place. I don't know how to get out of it.
Man, it just seems like she's stuck. But 7 years, I mean, usually most businesses fail within the first year. Some make it past 2. So 7 years being in business, that's something to behold of. So good for you. All right, let's look at the comments. So I actually started out like that 10 years ago and it wasn't bad. I got the shop to be stationed and it was great up until a few years ago. Life lifted me on and it's been hard to pick back up, but I'm only highly considering traveling again because, yes, I will never go back to working for someone else, even though I think of it. All right. No, you got this, sis. Click the link. Okay, you're trying to sell something. Hi, I know this is off topic, but what lip color do you have on? Oh no, she didn't reply back. Oh, we'll never know. I'm a hairstylist and I feel exactly the same way. Products are so extremely high and my service dollar is barely covering the cost of my business. Create an online course. All right, well, there you go. I owned a paint studio for 6 years, but in 2020, COVID shut me down. So now I travel to different restaurants and host paint parties during the winter. Zero rent. Yes, it is annoying having to carry all those stuff to the restaurants and set up. But I prep everything beforehand. All of the paint goes into the condiments and containers, so I don't have to pour paint at the restaurant. Saves a bunch of time setting up. But as a small business owner, I totally understand wanting to quit everything and find a normal 9 to 5 job and then not have to work outside of those hours. Sounds dreamy. But I know deep down inside, not working for anyone. I'm sorry. But I know deep down I could not work for anyone else. Sounds like you need a mini vacation or a break to refresh yourself. Good luck. There you go. Good luck.
I've made this video to show you what running a new small business is really like. I am struggling. One week I'll do well and then I won't have any sales for a while. I'm so stuck and I don't know what to do. It's really hard. I have all of this stock that isn't moving and have invested so much money. Can you help me? A simple like, follow, or purchase would mean so much to me. I don't want to give up and I will keep trying, but I really need your help right now. This is really disheartening and I know other small business owners feel the same way, so let's help each other out.
All right, we got another one. This is a very hard video to make. My small business is struggling, so I'm hoping TikTok can put me out there. I'm the same too. We must focus to our dream. Same here. It's really difficult, but don't give up. We know the feeling as a fellow small business. We believe in you. I'm the same way as well. It's so hard right now. Inflation is bad, so I understand how people are barely getting by. Sending you love and good vibes. I'm opening my business soon, and I'm so anxious and nervous for those quiet times. Yeah, it's when the dream hits reality, I like to call it, but it's for the business owners, the successful business owners that I've talked to, and these folks have been in business for like 10, 20, 30 years. What's really kind of kept them grounded and kept them pushing on is consistency and just the grit and resilience to be resourceful and pivot as a business. And I don't know exactly what type of business you're in, but the folks that can pivot, adapt, those type of, not even businesses, those types of people usually thrive as entrepreneurs and as business owners. Not everybody is cut out to be a small business owner or an entrepreneur. I will say that for a fact. I've talked to so many. Not everybody is cut out for this. But if you choose this life, if you choose this world, and you are so passionate, resilient, resourceful, you will figure it out. It's not going to be easy. It will take time, but you will figure it out. It's hard.
Built $1 million vintage business within 1 year. And my friend recently asked me, what do I think the difference between a struggling small business and a successful small business is? And I was like, that's a really good question, but I think it comes down to two things. Number one, personal brand. Is the person willing to show up on a social media platform, show their face, and talk about their journey? I promise you, if they're willing to do that, they are doing better than the people who aren't. Because the more people who care about you, your story, the more money that you are going to make. Since social media is free, your cost of acquisition continues to go down as you grow that personal brand. Second thing is the number of sales channels. So many places are you selling your product. People build a website and they say, I'm good. No, you have to be selling in person. You have to be selling online. You have to be on multiple social media channels. You have to be doing live selling, creating consistency for your business. If TikTok gets taken away, don't worry. I still got my live selling on Whatnot. The depth of your personal brand plus the breadth of sales channels, you can't lose.
She is a phenomenal salesperson. There you go. I can see why she's up to $1 million. All right, let's go to the comments. For the longest time, I was like, people don't need to see my face. Yeah, not a thing. Yeah, people do, unfortunately. Haha. But how do you do it all? Like, I can't keep it up on my own. It's hard, girl. I can maybe do a routine. You are your own success is my motto. You have to be willing to try all things, even scared. Yep, very true. Unfortunately for some, but it has worked for my small business beauty business since before Facebook Marketplace, where reels weren't reels, where before and afters wasn't enough. Believe me, I had a paying client telling me that they came to get their brows done with me because they saw my video interacting like a human being, not a fancy franchise where they didn't care about their clients. Now, hoping I can achieve the same success with my eyebrow and lash handcrafted product. Pray for me, because nowadays is harder. If you are truly passionate about what you do, the service will show. And if you are a people person, that's a major plus. I'm not saying it for all the business types, but if you're in a service or retail type of business, it's definitely a plus.
Hey guys, so as you know, things have not been great for us. It's been a bit of a struggle bus, but we have just hit a brick wall. We have to be out of our warehouse by the end of July. We can no longer pay our employees, so that's pretty shitty. Okay, so we'll be doing one last warehouse sale. So as soon as I have that figured out and planned, I will let you guys know when that is. Any of the inventory I have here in the warehouse that I need to sell, I'll be posting for super cheap, so keep an eye on that. That's just like our ready to ship items. We will be selling all warehouse machinery.
All right, well, looks like she's closing down. You can learn to make these shirts for like $5. Girl, you have to rethink your whole business model. Way too expensive and very dated styles. Oh, okay. Old Navy aesthetic. So they were making flea market shirts for big money? Pretty much. Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
My name is Molly. I own Storm in Tampa, and I'm not just here to blah, blah, blah. I own Storm in Tampa, blah, blah. Whatever. Who gives a shit? The point of the story is this man today came into McDill, which is our OG location, 400 square feet, mind you, screaming at the Uber driver because of how he parked, which I understand how he parked. It was illegal, and he blocked him from his view. But screaming, mind you, we had 4 girls working behind the counter and multiple girls sitting in that small little place. It was like probably like 8 women in there total, screaming at the Uber driver, F you, F this. Like, whoa. Then he looks at me and he goes, you're the owner of this place. I need you to move this business, and I'm not stopping until you move your business. And I said, sir, really calmly and really nice, I wish I could be mean, but I just can't. And I'm like, where do you want me to move? I don't know, but you gotta get out of here. You have outgrown this space. Blah, 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 blah. He's very mad because he lives in the neighborhood, and I get it. But you're gonna scream nasty at me in front of all my employees, in front of all my customers. And mind you, one of my customers had a 4-week-old newborn baby, and this man is screaming, cursing, being very violent and scary. Then proceeds to leave a 1-star review on our Google page, a paragraph saying how he's gonna do everything he can to make sure we get out of that location. So I don't know what kind of advice I'm asking for. I guess business owners, legal advice, like legally can he get us out of the location? That's just stupid to even say. 2, you're harassing me, so what do I do about that? 3, you were just awful. You were awful in front of all girls. Are you not embarrassed? Like, you're gonna treat women like that? I just don't understand. And it's like, how do you go about that as a business owner? Obviously, I just don't want to respond to the review, but it's like, I don't know. It's like you want to ignore it, but these people have been harassing us for a long time about McDill and about our parking situation. It's not going to change. Oh, and he's like, you've outgrown the space. No, we're just busy. He's like, every other business has never had this problem. Yeah, because we're actually successful and business and busy. I mean, thank you, God, right?
Wow. Well, that comes with the territory. Unfortunately, you have your good customers and you'll have bad customers too. I don't know if he was a customer in this situation, but if you open up for business, you are opening up to the public for potential customers. Man, what did he say? This has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of product or service provided. I'm the homeowner that lives on the South Julia Circle. I support all South Tampa local businesses. I love to see entrepreneurs thrive in our area. However, this location has outlived its space based on the sheer volume of customers it receives on a daily basis. Homeowners have contacted the city of Tampa. No parking signs have been posted. Well, it sounds like an issue for the city of Tampa. They provided the permit for this business, the license to do business. They should have, they should have anticipated this. I'm not saying it's city of Tampa's fault, but if you're going to have grievances, it should be with the city of Tampa. No parking signs have been posted. We have hired local TPD to write tickets to those customers parking illegally. Extremely frustrating when customers park left of the stop sign, which is not a parking space. You know what? If I lived in this neighborhood and this business pops up, it starts exploding and their business. I can see where he's coming from, but this is a little extreme. We can't see approaching traffic ahead northbound on McDill, right past El Prado intersection. Okay, now see, it becomes a safety issue, right? So the city most definitely has to step in my opinion. You literally have to take a chance with your life and block traffic heading southbound to properly see and yield to traffic heading both ways. I had a confrontation with a gentleman that parked a big gray full-size truck left of the stop sign. He stated I need to keep my complaint with the mayor of Tampa. I've been told, but can't confirm. Female owner of the store says this is her OG location and she's not moving. This store has outlived its location and needs to move to an area more conducive with the volume it brings. Cars parking to the left stop sign, customers backing out a tiny parking lot, not paying attention to cars on McDill, turning onto Julia Circle, cars parking illegally in the parking zones have increased traffic accidents in our quiet little neighborhood. Okay, well, that's why he's upset. His little neighborhood has been taken over by your customers, apparently. I mean, good for your business, but a little bit of a safety issue for the residents that live in that neighborhood that you do business in. He didn't attack your product, so there's no need to have this review reported. The parking situation is ridiculous, and I feel for the neighbors. The Academy School dismissal causes far more congestion on McDill, especially during the rush hour. Ooh, okay. Okay, but low-key, his review is kind of fair. He definitely should have shown up and screamed at you, but maybe it's worth it to find a way to work with your customers so that they aren't inconveniencing the homeowners in the area. I would also be upset if I couldn't safely leave my neighborhood. Sounds like a great opportunity to work with the neighborhood supporting you. Yeah, I agree. All right, well, that's gonna do it for this video. Hopefully you found some value and some insight. If you did, consider subscribing. Thank you for your attention. We'll see you on the next video.